Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. So as soon as the video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And if you're watching this and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and click the subscription button as you try to help me to grow this channel. And whatever recommendation you have, you can always send me a message. Now this morning I want to look at an incident in Clarendon, and it's some form of similarities to the story I did yesterday. And armed men threw cocktail bombs through a window to flush 80-year-old retired Mason Clifton Berry from Ramsbury home in Clarendon and then shot him dead as he tried to escape on Wednesday night. It is the latest in a string of such attacks that have seen at least 5 homes firebombed in Lionel Town and Rocky Point since the start of the month. The police report that the incident took place at about 1:15 a.m. and when they were alerted, they found Berry lying in a section of the house with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the Mapen Hospital where he died while undergoing surgery. Now, persons in the community are saying they don't know of Mr. Berry to be in any confrontation or any conflict with anyone. Persons are saying all they know of Mr. Berry is that he's a man who goes to church on his farm. Now, why would someone try to harm a 80-year-old retired Mason, Clifton Berry? Now, Jamaica has become such a state now where nobody is safe, and I've consistently reiterated this in previous vlogs. Nobody is exempted from the crime wave that is taking place in the country. This is an 80-year-old man. What could this man possibly do for them to do this to this man? They firebombed his house, wait for him to run out. Now when he ran out, they put gunshots in him. Clearly, these persons who are carrying out these acts, they are on something different. Whatever they are taking before they go and commit these acts, clearly has given them no heart at all. They don't even try, even though they are committing a murder, but the way they go out in such a callous and brutal way. And you know, while growing up, you'd have these criminals would have respect for children or elderly people and women. These days we see a lot of women being murdered. We're seeing a lot of 80-year-olds, elderly people being murdered. Kids are being murdered, left, right, and center. And it just seemed to can't stop. When one parish records a murder, sooner or later another parish records another one. It seems as if it's a competition to see which parish can commit the most murder in Jamaica. Now, I hope the police are following this situation. I hope they will find out who did this despicable act to this man and who really is behind this death of Mr. Clifton Berry and what caused all of this. I hope the police will get to the bottom of it. I hope the perpetrators will be caught and they'll be served justice by the police. Because at the end of the day, an 80-year-old man dying, leaving 5 kids. What could this man possibly do at 80 years old for you to give him such a death like this? But you know what? It has become a norm in Jamaica. After 9 days, we won't hear about it. Persons won't talk about it anymore. It's gone with the wind. And then at the end of the day, the criminals are still going around doing whatever damage they want to do. But clearly something is happening in Lionel Town and Rocky Point, because if they can say 5 houses have been firebombed in over the last month, it simply means there's an ongoing conflict in that area that needs or deserves the attention of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And we hope that the police will look into this situation and we apply some presence in the area so that reoccurrence of this will not take place or retaliation will not place. But let me know what you think in the comment section as we move on to the next story. The other story we want to look at is two men, including an elderly farmer. And again, this seems to be a recurring situation. Elderly persons are being targeted. Elderly farmer were brutally killed in separate incidents within 24 hours in Westmoreland. The deceased have been identified as 62-year-old Gladstone Morris of Bethel Town and 27-year-old Elroy Brown of Mount Stewart District, both in Westmoreland. In the first incident, 62-year-old Morris was believed to have been strangled by his attackers after he was found with a shoelace tied around his neck, his hands and feet bound, and his mouth gagged inside his house on Tuesday morning. The Bethel Town Police report that about 8 a.m. an alarm was raised by residents after Mr. Morris' vehicle was found abandoned in Mayfield District in Hanover. After summoned to the area, the police inspected the vehicle and found several household items believed to have been the property of Morris. Lawmen proceeded to Morris' home where his lifeless body was found. It was removed to the morgue for a post-mortem. Then, Brown is suspected to have been killed at his home and set ablaze with his body still inside on Wednesday morning. That is the 27-year-old Elroy Brown. It is reported that he was killed at his home and set his house on fire with his body inside. So the police are reporting at about 12:45, residents heard explosion coming from Brown's house and later saw the structure ablaze. The police and the fire department were summoned and cooling down operations were conducted. The charred remains of Brown were later found among the rubble. The Westmoreland police are investigating. Now, first up, 62-year-old Gladstone Morris. Again, as I said, it seems also familiar, especially in the rural areas where the elderly persons are being targeted. For what, I don't know. But it's not, the elderly persons right now are living in fear based on a consistent trend that we have seen over the past few months. The elderly persons are being targeted, and most of these acts are being committed by young boys, young kids are committing these acts. Now, how callous and how brutal can you be for you to tie this man up and let this man suffocate and die? All based on what the cops are saying, they found his vehicle in Hanover with household items. So I'm not sure if robbery was the motive. But at the end of the day, they committed this callous and brutal act against Mr. Morris. And I hope the police will intensify their investigation, do all within their powers to find the perpetrators of these crimes, especially these killers of elderly persons, the children, and women. Because it seems as if it is an all-out attack on the elderly persons, the kids, and the children. The children and the women, sorry. But what could have 62-year-old Gladstone Morris done to these men to deserve a death like this? You never know. But, you know, it's just one of those situations also. And then the other persons, as I said, it seems as if it's a recurring situation. It seems as if it's a new way to take people's life, killing them and setting them on fire. Now, 27-year-old Elroy Brown, he was killed and his house set ablaze. His body was left inside there. I don't know. We are not getting any information as it relates to why Brown would be killed. We don't know if he was there by himself at the house. And we don't know, at the end of the day, we still don't know what could have caused all of this. But it is back down to the security minister and the police commissioner to bring and restore confidence in Jamaica, because a lot of persons, especially in diaspora, are very weary of going back to Jamaica because they fear of being killed. Now, you can't blame these people for thinking like that, because that is what they are seeing on the media. That's what they are hearing. That's what they are reading. That's what they are listening to, right? But I hope at the end of the day, a solution and increased crime plan, better policing, citizens cooperating with the police, I think will bring us a little bit closer to alleviating this big hell of a monster that is bothering Jamaica, which is crime. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Until next time, be safe, take care of the kids, look out for a neighbor, look out for a loved one, and always remember, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.